I'm Susan. Welcome to Tea and Games, Christmas edition. I've been really busy, but not so much playing games. Raise your hands if you have been doing holiday stuff instead of playing games, or holiday stuff in addition to playing games. So anyhow, I felt like I needed to, before the season totally got away from me here, do something about Christmas games. Talk about Christmas games. And by that, I mean games that have sort of a Christmas, winter, holiday theme. And I have already talked about one of these in a previous video. We're still playing Christmas Movie Magic. This is a little card game where everybody gets 3 cards and you try to score points by spotting what's on the card in whatever Christmas movie you're watching. It's trickier than you think. It's not like a travel game in the car where you're all trying to spot the same thing first, because you each have different cards. But the trick is to get the right card at the right time. There's sometimes where we do this thing and we're going like, oh gosh, the scene with that has already passed and now I draw the card. But cards can also be strategically discarded in that you can only have 3 in your hand, and you may want to put something into the discard which other people may be able to grab instead of you. Just kind of make that as an extension of everybody's hand. And they can just yell out Christmas Movie Magic and what the card is and take it at some later point, because you can only have 3 and you're maybe looking for higher scoring or quicker scoring to cycle through the cards. If you go through all the deck, then you pick up the discard, shuffle it, and it becomes the deck. But it's trickier than it sounds. It's a lot of fun. I would say don't do it with a movie you haven't seen before, because it's very distracting doing this, looking for like a calendar on the wall in the background or something like that. So it's very distracting trying to get the cards, but still, nevertheless, no matter how well you know the movie, you can still totally screw up. Like your memory is remembering that her coat was red. There's a card for a red coat in here. I did not score that. I also remembered a snowman in a snow scene when there was no snowman in a snow scene. So this is a lot of fun. I would say that the one real solid game design drawback to it is that it only plays up to 4, which I was looking forward to taking this over to the family and watching a movie with them and doing it. And that's going to be a little tricky because there would be a total of 6 of us instead of 4, but we may try it anyway. We always play at Christmas time, Christmas Patchwork. We have a Christmas edition of Patchwork. We've got other editions of Patchwork too. But we bring out the Christmas one at Christmas time. It could really be, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, just a holiday thing, because the pieces are like wrapped presents. And polyomino cookie cutter. Yes, it comes with a polyomino cookie cutter. Isn't that nifty? I do this like with gingerbread. I still need to tweak my gingerbread recipe a little bit. But it seems like whenever I mention this every year, I have not yet made the gingerbread thing. Another one that we play at Christmas time is, well, we play this year round. It's Walking in Burano. It is a card tableau kind of thing in the sense that you are trying to build houses that are different colors next to each other and the different levels, and you're trying to score for specific features in the cards that you're using to form the houses. But here's the thing. When you complete a house, you can pick a scoring card for it that is either a visitor or a resident. And this comes with a little mini expansion in it. So we can swap some cards out. But the funny thing is, there is a Santa card in this. And Santa is not among the visitor cards. Santa apparently is a resident of Burano, Italy, which I thought was just like really interesting that Santa was right there in the resident cards. We substitute in something else for Santa, because like I said, it comes with a little mini expansion of extra cards during the regular year. But when Christmas comes along, Santa, I believe he scores for chimneys. Not surprisingly, Santa gets rolled into this. And that's the thing, there aren't a lot of pure Christmas games. A lot of times Christmas games are just like, you can get an extra card. There's a Christmas Dixit card. I also have that, but it's like we can never get enough people together to play Dixit. But sometimes you can just get like little mini things, like a single card or a different board or something, just to add a Christmas flavor to a game you might play year round. And another one of these is Welcome To. This is the collector's edition, which is difficult to get in the US, and I had to order it from across the border in Canada. And the last time I checked, Welcome To, which is a flip and write game, did not have an American distributor anymore, which is a crying shame. One of the expansions for this is the Christmas Lights expansion or Holiday Lights expansion. And these have like wintry boards with strings of holiday lights, and you need to circle certain things. It has a slightly different rule set. It comes with its own set of Christmas holiday cards. Despite kind of going out of print in the US, this is originally published by a French company, so those of you in Europe could probably still get it easy. But there are still some expansions for Welcome To, like the Christmas expansion. There are a number of seasonal expansions and other expansions that have different boards and different third scoring cards. Some of those are still lingering in stock among various store website things. So you can still sometimes find the expansions for this that are seasonal or holiday or something else. So it's something to keep in mind if you want to add just a little bit of holiday flair for any holiday. Like the previous season, it had a Halloween one. The thing to keep in mind, though, is the scoring cards in the collector's edition are going to be different from the scoring cards in the original edition. That was something I found out. Needless to say, I kept the scoring cards for all of them. That's not steady. Okay, let's shift this around like this. Okay, now we're getting into the new stuff. Oh, and by the way, I did not even tell you what my tea today is. The tea today is Russian Caravan. I am making this video late in the day. I'm probably going to have to do like some tweaking on the lighting adjustment because the sun, which is normally coming in through the window, has gone down. This is probably my last cup of tea of the day instead of my first, which it usually is. Despite there not being a whole lot of Christmas-themed games, we have snagged some this year. We haven't played them yet. There is Ghost of Christmas, which is published by All Play. I love this is a trick-taking game. I love the artwork on it. I've watched videos on how to play it, and I think I'll really, really enjoy it. Robert is a lot less keen on trick-taking games, and this cannot be played at 2. Most trick-taking games can't. But you can see a little bit about it here, and I like what I've seen about how this plays. I liked it enough that I felt like for the low price small box that I'm going to keep this around until I can snag the right group of people to play it. People who like trick-taking games. So we've gotten that. I also mentioned in a previous video that I had gotten from my friendly local game store the North Pole Nightmare of Final Girl. I've only recently started getting Final Girl. I've only gotten one other set. This is Cindy, who is an elf, and this is Mrs. Claus. And I still haven't played it yet. It's just been busy. But here's the thing. I have looked up some stuff about this, and I was worried. I mean, really concerned, because, I mean, how depressing is it going to be if Mrs. Claus is defeated? I mean, really. But I've looked this up, and I think Mrs. Claus has a really good shot at winning. She seems like she could be potentially, depending upon how you play, potentially immortal. Yeah, that's a thing. You have to say four. You have to say four elves in Santa's village. Yeah, the bystanders are elves this time. You have to say four elves, and then you flip over her special power, which is that she can have an infinite amount of health. You can replenish her health up to the point it was at starting, which I think is 6, and then beyond, so that she could potentially have a whole lot of health. Now, Krampus also has a lot of health, but the fact that you can continually replenish the health of the heroine without it having to get down very low before you can start replenishing it, the fact that you can just pile on any way you can, that's going to help, I think. So I'm looking forward to getting that. Busy, have not done it yet. But yeah, I think I might be able to win that one. And we also, just a couple of days ago, and so I have like a legit excuse for not having played it yet, gotten a new game just out this year, I think, called Yakmak or Jakmak Winter Market, which is kind of winter, kind of Christmas. You definitely have candy and cinnamon rolls and wintry things on it. We saw a playthrough of this, how to play of it, and just kind of looked at it and said, oh yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy this. So rather than dithering about it, oh dear, there's still tape stuck to it on the back here. Rather than dithering about it until next year, I just snapped it up. I don't usually impulse purchase games. I usually put them on my wish list, and then like they move up and down the wish list until they finally float up to the top and I get them, or they drop off the bottom. But I think this is going to be a solid purchase, and I will definitely talk about it after I have played it. And that is the Christmas games. You may have noticed things look a little different behind me here, like under the Scrabble board. That is because this is not a game. I got an advent calendar that is a jigsaw puzzle, and we moved the little table out so that we could put the tree in where the table usually sits. And I've got the jigsaw advent calendar on the little table behind me here, so we can't get to the Scrabble board quite as well. But we might still get another game in, or a half game of Scrabble in. But yeah, it's got like a boat parade. And I'm enjoying the heck of it. It comes with little boxes. Let me see. Well, first of all, it's got a poster of the scene. But then, it's got all these little numbered boxes. And the way you put it together, it's actually lined up in the same order as the boxes. So you would start with this corner and work your way across the top, and then go back here and work your way across the second row and on. The little boxes are just like little tiny tuck boxes. And the pieces in the boxes, let me pull out tomorrow's. See, little scenes on there. The pieces in the boxes have numbers on them. So they're just stamped willy-nilly on there. And so like this one says 12 in a bunch of different places on the back side of the pieces, so that when you disassemble it, if you wish, and there are 42 pieces per box, when you disassemble it, if you wish, you can put them all back into their little boxes and use this advent calendar another year. Which, I mean, that's kind of the concept of advent calendars, is you get an advent calendar and then you bring it out and load it up and use it every year. But yeah, this is nice. I'm enjoying this a lot. It is 1,008 total pieces, but it doesn't matter if you're very good at puzzles or not. You're only putting together 42 pieces at a time, and you know that the block you're doing, it goes here and then here and then here. So even if you're not like a super great puzzler, you could probably do this. And I think it would be fun for kids too. So that is what I have been doing for fun. See? Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Today is December 11th. I'm not sure when this video will go out, but I am hoping to start holiday baking tomorrow and maybe get in a play of Final Girl if there's time, and start playing some Christmas games this weekend. And that has been it. I believe that is all of them. But yes, I'm not sure how often I'm going to be able to do videos because Christmas is kind of busy. And we're not super busy people just in general. Neither Robert nor I like to just have our schedule packed up morning to evening, weekdays and weekends. Basically, we kind of like a little bit of breathing space as much as is within our power to create it. So we don't tend to overschedule. So I should be able to play some of these things, but yet this Christmas season already has been really busy. But I'm thinking things maybe will slow down in the next week or two. Yeah, like that's a thing. Tell me what Christmas games that you have been playing or that you want to play, Christmas themed games. Tell me what you think about the ones that we're playing. And I will chat with you in the comments. I'm keeping this kind of short because I only have a handful of small games, although admittedly more than last year. We got Jock this year, we got Final Girl this year, Ghost of Christmas is 3, and Christmas Movie Magic is 4. And on the other side of the pile is only 3, Christmas Patchwork, Walking in Burano, and Welcome to Collector's Edition. And those last 2 just have little tiny Christmas add-ons. So, and the other one is a retheme. So we're getting more. So let me know what you think. And it has been really fun sitting around the table talking with you. I have been so looking forward to making this video. It's like, I need to make time to make a video. I want to make a video and chat with all of you out there. I will see y'all next time around the table. We will do some kind of end of year wrap up. I'm not sure when, and I'm not sure what, but we will. Bye.